America is on the world mixed martial arts map, largely courtesy of the elite middleweight DRICUS du Plessis. And he got a lot of respect from his peers after beating Robert Whittaker at UFC 290. You had to look far and wide for any of his fellow fighters to be picking du Plessis going into that fight. And not only did he beat Whittaker, he bludgeoned him and got him out of there by TKO in round 2. That laid the foundation for a title fight for DRICUS du Plessis. This man is a physical force, hardened by his upbringing in South Africa. Excited to see what he can do with the opportunity tonight, DC. Well, there's always a special feeling when KHAMZAT Chimaev makes the walk, whether at welterweight or at middleweight. This man has proven to be a real problem and really has lived up to all the hype and then some, dating to his 2020 UFC debut.
It's so hard for you to meet expectation, much less exceed it.
Right.
KHAMZAT Chimaev has exceeded the expectations set for him when he made his UFC debut. He has been nothing short of a buzzsaw, just going through guys at a rate that not anyone could have expected. What a fantastic fighter we get to watch every time we see KHAMZAT in the octagon.
And of course, many people harken back to the Gilbert Burns fight in 2022, the consensus fight of that year in which Chimaev was challenged and still rose to the occasion. We'll see how he fares tonight. All right, now our tale of the tape for this middleweight championship fight. And now for the official introductions, the veteran voice of the octagon is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC middleweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, presenting the challenger, DRICUS still not du Plessis. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, KHAMZAT Chimaeva.
Herb Dean, our third man in the octagon for this one. All right, let's see how it goes early on in this one as we get round 1 underway. Great to have you with us tonight, and a lot of people are tuning in to see what South Africa's DRICUS du Plessis can do as the MMA challenges get stiffer. It was an amazing rise to prominence for this man, highlighted, of course, by the win over Robert Whittaker, but can he sustain it? Can his body hold up? Durability has been a little bit of an issue. There is no denying the skill set, the appetite for knowledge, the commitment to the world title, but this is the toughest fight, at least on paper, of DRICUS du Plessis' career. Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by du Plessis. Posturing up now.
And now the damage is about to start.
Pretty good head movement. He's avoiding a lot of these ground strikes. Good work from the top here by du Plessis. Oh, and there's another ground strike for good measure. Chimaev's in half guard. Making all these shots count. And busy as he looks to improve position here. Well, as usual, suffocating work from the top here by du Plessis. Fighter able to reverse position on the ground and gain a dominant position. Nicely done. Another ground and pound strike lands. Side control now, DC. A lot of options at his disposal from here. Oh, huge pop from the crowd as the fighters get back up to their feet. I mean, you and I love a good grappling match, but these fighters came to see knockouts.
Yeah, the fans came to see them knock each other out, and that's what they're going to get. All the grappling was beautiful to watch, John, but ultimately, it is the striking that people show up for.
Oh, he's hurt.
Oh, guillotine here. That guillotine is very tight.
Oh, gives up on the submission now, so preferring to maybe get to a dominant position instead. All right, close guard now. All right, bottom fighter here, maybe looking to hip escape, DC. Under a minute to go. Du Plessis got him in a crucifix, gonna work from the top now.
You can't take all those unanswered strikes. They don't have to be that damaging.
Yeah.
You just gotta move.
Chimaev's now dealing with a cheek cut. Well, the ground and pound has been on point tonight. Good work here by DRICUS Du Plessis.
He's very accurate in the ground and pound, and it's showing because he's landing so consistently.
Seconds for the end of round one. All right, so the round is over. You see, obviously, the fighter has a cut on his cheek sustained in that round, but better to be below the eye than above it. The cut man is in there trying to close it up. All right, as they attend to the damaged fighter, we will re-rack some replays for you. A lot of damaging strikes landed by the opposition in that previous round.
Well, him just not really paying attention on the defensive side has made his opponent look like an absolute world beater. He's a good fighter, but he has never looked this good, and that is partly because his opponent is not defending.
You ready to fight? You ready?
Second round here. Oh! Massive kick to the head.
And do a work with the jab. Take it for a ride. Nice double leg, nice finish.
Chimaev's in half guard now. Good, solid strike on the ground. All right, he's got side control here, DC. You know, he's got a lot of different submissions in his arsenal once this fight gets to the ground.
That Darce choke is tight. It looks like the Darce choke is in. He's got it locked in now. What he's got to do is start to feed his hip, try to hook the leg.
Oh, he escapes!
He got out. I mean, wow, that is great submission defense.
Well, the ground and pound is there once again. Strong work here by Du Plessis.
Now he's going full mount. This is a terrible position.
3 minutes now to go in round two. Du Plessis is in half guard.
Look at that. Recognize he's about to lose position.
Ooh, good movement to avoid that strike from the top. Man, as he landed a high volume of strikes here in round two, definitely. How about the accuracy to land right there? His opponent's wobble champ.
He's hurt bad. He cannot take another shot like that. Got his guard pass.
Chimaev's eye is closing up.
Oh, now he's going to find himself in a little more danger. There it is. Now he's going to mount.
Chimaev's in half guard. Ground and pound strike there now. And there it is, another strike. Gets through on the ground. Nicely done. Du Plessis, ground and pound from half guard. He is making these shots count.
Getting them out here.
This pace is just absurd, and he has kept it up throughout the fight. Shades of Max Holloway against Calvin Kattar, punches in bunches.
I mean, being there, watching Max Holloway do what he did was super impressive. So to even list this performance alongside that tells you how this guy is fighting tonight.
having his way with him here. 2 rounds in the books.
Viens là, mon pote. Écoute-moi. Il va sérieusement falloir commencer à toucher. Je veux que tu bosses ton attaque et ta défense. Il te contre à chaque fois. Il t'attend. Sois vif. Hausse le rythme. Déborde-le.
All right, let's look back at some of the action, DC. Your good friend Mark Coleman, the godfather of the ground and pound, would be proud.
He'd be very proud. He'd be very proud with the way that he showed his ability to use his ground and pound. He didn't waste any action. He did everything he needed to do. He was able to posture. He was able to control risk. He did everything perfectly in his approach in that ground and pound sequence.
Ready. Good.
Round 3 of a possible 5.
Big shot to the head.
Just missed it. That is a huge shot there, DC. I'm not sure how he stayed up there.
I mean, when you get hit with a shot like that, to stay standing shows and talks to your toughness.
All right, north-south position here. We'll see if the crowd can be mature about this, DC. Landing strikes nicely here from top position. And there it is again, targeting that swelling. Why would you?
Nice sub attempt.
Oh, I'm no expert, but that Von Flue choke looks locked in. Oh, now he goes on the submission.
Oh.
We march on, 3 minutes to go. So we have crossed the midpoint in this one. An elbow! Oh, he's setting up an armbar now. Oh, that looks tight. Well, he's out. The fight's gonna continue.
Oh my goodness, I thought it was over. I thought this fight was over.
Oh, just a merciless approach here on the ground, continuing to target that cut. Well, he has expended a lot of energy going for these submissions tonight. I'm not sure his opponent is actually submittable.
No, it doesn't seem like it because every time he goes for a submission, he gets close, or at least he expects to get close. But his opponent is so on his game that he's not giving him much to work with. This has been a beautiful display of grappling offensively, but also defensively.
Oh, man, how much can one man take right on that already swelled area? Might need to call in the doctor here soon. PLESSIS able to make a nice transition there back into side control.
Great ground and pound by this man.
Again, not much defense there. Another ground strike gets through. All right, so inside the open guard of his opponent. You gotta be careful playing around for too long here on the ground with this guy.
Oh, right into mount.
Final seconds here. That's 3 rounds. We're now headed to the championship rounds. All right, well, that's the end of the round, so the location is okay, the cut on the cheek, but that is some serious blood trickling out of that cut there. You got to think maybe at some point they call the doctor in, and if he doesn't like what he sees, maybe they stop this fight. All right, let us show you all that was done in terms of the damage in that previous round. He has got a huge gash on his cheek.
I mean, there was that shot right there. That one landed and opened him up. What a nasty combination thrown by his opponent, but this cut now is another issue to deal with. He's got one of the best fighters in front of him, and he's dealing with this cut on the cheek.
Ready.
4th round, fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. All right, 4th round is now underway as we get to the championship rounds. What is a fighter's mindset when you get to this 16th minute?
This is when you understand that nothing is ever going to be
right there, DC. You don't want to eat too many more of those.
no, and he needs to start looking to finish now because he's got his opponent hurt very bad. Beautiful. full mount. Now he's got a good body position, yup.
Nicely done there as he forces the miss from his opponent. All right, he's got the hooks in, DC, working off of his back.
Now look for him to attack the neck of his opponent to try to get the rear choke.
Lands with the ground and pound. Another ground and pound strike gets home.
Big right hook there by the champ.
All right, so pretty good damage here with the ground and pound. Nothing superficial about these strikes. They are intending to harm.
Oh yeah, he's landing very accurately, and he's landing to get damage off.
While working pretty effectively from the top here. Nice ground and pound by Chimaya. Well, this is absolutely the hurt business. It's hard to see which party is more injured, but I think both fighters have been really effective with their strikes.
Yeah.
Chimaev's trying for a submission here. All right, looks like that Darce's tight.
Great submission defense on full display by the opponent. He's in a dominant position. Look at him attacking the wrist.
Ooh, that Kimura looks tight.
Fight IQ on full display there. Recognizing he was losing the sub, elected to keep the dominant position.
Most fighters will tell you offensive wrestling is the hardest, most exhausting thing.
Especially if you're just running the guy over. Johnny D just gets up.
Pretty good work with the ground and pound here by DRICUS du Plessis. All right, so now we start to see some bruising appearing on the torso, and all of that courtesy of the body work of his opponent.
Just the wherewithal to go to the body and the discipline to stay with that approach. I mean, it's...
Oh, he's got his back. Continuing to work out of the half guard. Du Plessis' cheek looks like it's cut here, starting to bleed a little bit now. All right, side control now. We'll see if he can advance position. Ground and pound the hammer. Mark Coleman would be proud. Buzzer sounds for the end of round 4. All right, the round is over. Gut check time for him now. You see the cut on his cheek has gotten really, really bad. And even though it's not affecting his vision, if it gets any worse, the doctor will be called in. And I can assure you, he's going to have no choice but to stop this fight. All right, they attend to the fighter on the stool. And I guess if you are going to be cut open, cheek ain't a bad place for it.
Yeah, it's the best spot, right? You never want to be cut. You never want to be bleeding. But if it's on the cheek, it's as good of a spot as it can be. But you still got to do something different, though, because even though the blood isn't going in your eye, every time you get hit there, it's horrible.
You ready to fight? Ready.
We have arrived at this 5th and final round.
This might be the biggest shot of this entire fight. He landed a massive hook to put his opponent on wobbly legs.
Big knee there to the chest. Nice jab by DRICUS du Plessis. Watch for him to set up that hook again now. Chimaev's cheek is just fauceting blood all over his face, all over the canvas. Like, where's the ringside physician? Maybe time to call on the doctor. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
These guys are absolutely getting after it. Huge shots landing on both sides. He's in a world of trouble now. Back to the feet now. A hard inside leg kick. Pretty sneaky there to get the ankle picked. Oh, well, that cheek and the blood coming from it starting to cause the fighter some problems. The referee steps in and calls for the ringside doctor.
It's painful, right? It might not seem as though it affects the vision, but it's very painful. Every time he gets hit on this thing, it opens up a little more, but you can still fight.
Yeah, that'll do it. I don't need to see the teeth through the side of his face. That's going to be the end of the fight, and athlete will live to fight again, but certainly a disappointing conclusion to this one. All right, so as expected, the doctor had seen enough of the inside of that man's mouth through his cheek, I might add, but TKO, doctor stoppage.
Beautiful TKO. Finding the target, making sure that you inflict the damage that you want to try and get the fight stopped. Once he saw that cut on the cheek, He just went to it over and over again, ultimately leading to the doctor stopping the fight.
Bruce Buffer has the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the doctor has called a stop to this fight, declaring the winner by TKO and new UFC middleweight champion of the world, DRICUS PLESSIS.
All right, well, the next time he fights, it'll be black trunks with gold trim. Congrats to the new UFC middleweight champion of the world.
Championship colors will be worn by this young man the next time he walks